All right, my man, state your name. Let them know you on Real Talk with Nick.
What's good, man? It's Sluggy from the Bronx. I'm on with Real Talk with Nick.
All right, we here to talk about Nick basketball, man.
Yeah, what's up?
All right, man. When I speak of players like RJ Barrett, man, do he brings excitement?
I think he does bring excitement, but I just think his excitement level is here and there. You know, it's not always promised.
So you don't see RJ Barrett as a superstar in the making? Some say he reached his ceiling.
Nah, I don't think he reached the ceiling. I'm not gonna take that away from him. But I don't see him also as a superstar in the making. I see him as an all-star though.
You see him as an all-star one day?
I see him as an all-star. Like, he has a lot of potential. For me, he just has to channel in. You know.
Okay. Would you trade RJ Barrett for a player like Jrue Holiday?
That's tough because Holiday's older, but he has more on his resume. So if I was the GM and I'm trying to rebuild and I'm trying to win now, yeah, I would do it. But if I'm trying to, go through the motions and take my time with rebuilding, then no.
You wouldn't do it?
No. But if I want to win right now, like if I'm trying to put a team together for like this year or the following year, then yeah, I would trade him for
Yeah?
Yeah,
even though Jrue Holiday averages what? Like 19 points per game?
Yeah, he averaged 19. He shoots like 43%, I think, or 39% from three-pointer.
39% from the three-point.
Yeah.
He have like what, 4 or 5 assists?
Something like that.
RJ Barrett shoots more.
Yeah.
Per game.
No, yeah, he does. He
he rebounds more.
He gets more touches. Look, I think his ceiling is higher, but he has yet to prove that on a consistent basis. I feel like.
Now, my next question would be, can a coach hinder a player's development? Because some will argue and say if RJ Barrett was on a different team, like if he was under a different coach, you probably would have seen like Steve Kerr, for instance, or the Miami Heat coach.
Yeah, certain coaches definitely bring out more from a player. I think coaching is definitely a big deal to unlocking that player's potential. So maybe it is the coach, and it's something about the. I'm not gonna say the culture of the Knicks, but it's something about. I think like the whole being under Dolan. I think it's something about that just has the team in the slump. I think it trickles all the way down from the top office.
Why you say that?
Because I feel like everyone knows that he doesn't make the best decisions for his team, right? Dolan. And it seems like he's there for the money. It doesn't seem like he's there for the championships. And I think that trickles down. That's going to affect your staff. That's going to coach. It's going to affect, like when I say the coach, not necessarily because if you have a good coach, it don't affect him, but it affects how he chooses the coach, which coach he wants to bring in. And I think all of that is just a trickle down, which eventually goes straight to the players.
Okay. All right. So to piggyback what you just said with James Dolan, you feel that once we get rid of James Dolan as an owner, that we'll get better players?
Oh, I feel that in my heart. I almost say I know that, but you can't always say it. But no, I feel like for sure, definitely. He just, like I said, it doesn't seem like he's in it to win it. He's in it to win the money, the bag. Like seems like that's what he's in it for. Like one of the biggest examples is that the Knicks never. This is like the first time they signed someone from a rookie extension, like this past all season. I forgot which player it was, but I remember reading about it. It's like the first time they did that since like 1997. That's ridiculous if you think about how many teams always tries their best to keep their good.
I think that is Barrett. I think they had I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think, well, from what I read, I remember this was like the first time that they did it this offseason in 25 seasons or something. And that's ridiculous to me because you always hear about them drafting people, right? These players become champions, such and such, this and that, on other teams. You've seen it happen multiple times, So it's definitely something that he's not paying attention enough or he just don't care. It's one or the other.
One or the other.
Yeah.
All right. Going back to players, man. The Knicks is like 1 or 2 players away from a superstar.
That's what I feel like.
What position do you think them 1 or 2 players should be playing for?
I say center for sure. I like Mitchell. Mitchell has a lot of potential too, but for some reason it doesn't seem like it's working there for him. But
And why you say that? Because he has improved within his foul trouble. He don't get in foul trouble.
No, he's good, but he's like a solid player. But he had a lot of like, how you call it, expectations and people hoping for him when he was first drafted, like coming in from college. So I had a homeboy that was always big on him, like, yo, when Mitchell come in, watch, he's gonna be one of the best centers in the league. I was waiting for that then. I'm still waiting for that now. And I catch games from the Knicks here and there. I don't watch all of the games. I don't watch all of the Lakers games, but the games I do catch that he's playing and stuff, I can see the potential there, but it doesn't seem like it's working for him there. Maybe he doesn't want to be there, or maybe, he's not getting the right plays ran for him.
Well, I will go with the second statement you made.
Yeah.
Because he's coming out saying that he wants the ball more.
Mm-hmm.
He feels like he's not getting the opportunity to display his talents.
Yeah. And a lot of times that be the situation. Players be, what you can do.
Right.
As a player, what you're capable of. And of course, you get in the NBA, you want touches regardless. But there's some players, when they voice that, it's because they know what they can do on the court. So I believe him if he says that. Honestly, I would hope he get more touches, because the way my homeboy used to talk about him, I used to never watch college. Still don't watch college, but when he used to talk about him and show me little clips from him, I was like, oh, he can ball. So I would like for him to get that.
Okay. And the other center we got, his backup, Hardesty.
What's his name?
Hardesty. The backup for Mitchell Robinson.
Hey, I don't think I'm familiar with him.
Oh, you're not familiar with him?
No, not yet.
Okay, wait. It's a backup center, Hardesty, for Mitchell Robinson. But that's all right. We're going to move right along, because obviously you don't know who I'm talking about. Jalen Brunson.
That boy can ball.
He can ball. Did he shock you? Because, he came from the Dallas Mavs.
Yeah.
He was playing behind Luka. A lot of New Yorkers it wasn't too sure when we speak of the offseason of bringing Jalen Brunson to New York.
I'm not going to front. I was one of those people.
Why?
I was, because I seen when he was doing that year in Dallas before he left, and it was good, but I just didn't see him doing that on the Knicks. You feel me? And that was just solely for me. I'm like, I don't know. Not that I didn't see him doing that on the Knicks. I didn't feel like that was the player they should bring in. Let me reword it.
But why, though?
I feel like I wanted them to have someone slightly more. I wanted that superstar impact, not just a rising all-star impact. But he proved me hella wrong. Like, I'm not gonna lie, what he been doing there, I take my hat off to him. Like, he put the world on notice. I feel like the whole NBA world, like, now they know he arrived. Like, he's something serious, and whoever made that decision, that was a great decision. They seen what I didn't see, and he's here now.
He's here.
He's here. I mean, he's here. He's in the NBA world. He's here.
So you put him, if you was to rank him as a point guard, is he your top 5, your top 10? Like, where you rank Jalen Brunson?
Because there's a lot of great point guards out there. I'm gonna just say, to give him some respect, I'm gonna say anywhere from top 12 to 10. That's just, I don't really have the list in my mind, but just a given, I know there's so many good point guards out there. And if you start going through the list, you're like, oh, I forgot about him. I don't want to leave anybody off the list, but he got potential to be a top 5 point guard in the next, anywhere to the next 5 years, I feel like. I'm not saying it's going to take 5 years, but I'm saying he can make that run from here on out.
Now, what's his upscales?
I just really feel like he's an overall great player. He plays with his heart. I think when you play with your heart, he don't cheat the game. And I think that's a big deal, and he gives it his all every time he's on the court, It don't matter the situation, it don't matter who else is on the team. I feel like he's going to go out there and give it his all. So I feel like that he got that going for him, honestly.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. The critics would say he's not much of a defensive player. Like, he don't play defense. Mm. But then some will argue, who does now? Like, when it comes to defense, that's not...
I'm not even going to sit here in front. I don't watch them enough to determine if he plays enough defense or not. But from every time I see, he plays with a lot of heart. So when you play with a lot of heart, it doesn't seem like it's just on offense. I mean, he plays with a lot of heart, period. So I would say most people are just saying that. But then again, like I said, I don't watch him enough to know how much defense he plays. I don't like to give that excuse of who does, who doesn't. No one plays defense nowadays. That's never been me. I come from Kobe fan. You give it all on all ends, all aspects. Any way you can help, you should help. So that's my opinion on that.
Okay. Being that you're a Kobe fan, right? There was a time when there was a Julius Randle
Yeah.
playing a. Did he pan out to be the player he is today, man? Is he a disappointment?
Look,
Appointment?
when Julius Randle was playing with us, I liked him a lot because we had a lot of young pups on our team at that time. Him, Clarkson, Russell. And I felt like I used to like Julius a lot, but he was not the player that he is now. And that's why I'm happy for him. Like he developed his game way more, and I felt like he always could have been that, but he just wasn't that when we had him. So it was good to see him go on and do that. What I don't like about Julius Randle, though, I don't like all the whining and crying. It's not. I'm pretty sure it's not what Kobe told him. You feel me? Like you voicing things that shouldn't be voiced in the way you're voicing them. You know, saying you wanna leave, you don't like your situation. You have a great situation. There's a lot of people in the league that would love to be in his shoes. You feel me? Like you're basically the one or two. Before Brunson got there, you was the one. Basically, not a musician, but you was the one, number one guy there. You know, step up. You know, yeah, you stepped it up that year, but now stepped it up, but not from then.
Well, the critics in New York would say when we speak of that Julius Randle that he don't show up for the playoffs. He put up 25 and 10 during the regular season, which is good numbers, good enough to get you there.
Yeah.
But now to get us over the hump, he hasn't delivered yet, man.
Yeah, he got to lock in. I feel like, look, the playoffs ain't. Everyone knows that pressure is crazy when the playoffs come. So I feel like he just needs to lock in way more. You feel me? But I think it'll come. I think he's been through experience now. So let's see this playoffs.
Okay. Do you know about Emmanuel Quickly?
Yeah.
Do you feel Emmanuel Quickly should have the opportunity to be a point guard on another team, or the Knicks should find a way to keep utilizing him in the second unit?
Nah, I think they should keep him. I think they should definitely keep him with that second unit. What I used to see from him for the last year or so, seems like very promising. I think it was also when somebody went down on your team last year or the year before. He was filling in that role. I don't know if it was D Rose or somebody, but he was playing a lot of minutes, and I had him. Not that I had him in fantasy. He was in. I seen people on teams with him in fantasy, and he always shocked me. You feel me? Like, his numbers is looking high. So I feel like they should definitely keep him and stuff like that. And I feel like that is their problem, getting rid of people like that. You feel me? Like,
okay, well, you know they got rid of Obi.
mm-hmm.
Obi Toppin.
Yeah, Obi Toppin was cool too, but I'm not gonna. I wasn't a fan of him.
Why not?
The dunks, I love dunking, but I feel like once you grow up, you realize dunking isn't everything. And I don't feel like he never made the extra jump and was like really progressing. Maybe it was a little bit of progress here and there, but it wasn't. He was like he was a top 10 pick, right? If I'm not mistaken, when he came in.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I don't
know he
want
was up there, and
He was.
he was one of those prospects. You feel me? And he just didn't show enough to me every time I seen him. You feel me? He wasn't one of those people that I'd be like, ooh. You feel me?
So to you, he was just what? As a fast break player? Because some say that's his strength.
Yeah, exactly. That's a better way to put it. He's definitely like a fast break player, and that can't be your game. That can't be your game. You feel me?
Now I'm gonna play devil advocate. What do you say when those mention the playing time he had? Because he wasn't given a lot of minutes, and they said that was a conflict of interest when you have a power forward in Julius Randle.
Yeah,
That hindered him. But you don't think that's a good enough excuse?
Because if you have that talent like that, right? Those abilities to jump like that, you know, you're supposed to do something every time you're on that floor. You know, like you got to be ready. You know, you can't sit back and make excuses. Oh, I'm playing behind this person, or I'm not getting my touches. You have to make the most out of when you do get touches, so that at least people can identify with that. It's like the opposite of same boat with Mitchell, right? We were just talking about Mitchell. I feel like when he does get his touches, you can see it there. You can see the potential. You can see like, no, y'all need to get him. I never got that with Obi. I feel like every time he did, it was just like you're taking up a roster spot of somebody that can really be playing this role. I feel like so. I think it was good parting ways with him.
Did you see the Miami Heat and the New York Knicks series?
Nah, I didn't get to catch it.
You didn't get to catch that?
No.
Well, I'm going to give you a little snippet of what went down. you had Julius Randle, who came back after having injury, which he still haven't recovered from. We still don't know where he's at concerning his injury. But the reason why Tom Thibodeau is no longer a Knickerbocker, he had a squirrel with the coach, Tom Thibodeau.
Right.
Because when Julius Randle wasn't able to play, he filled in. I think he had a game where he had a career high of 18 points, played pretty well. And just when he was about to get in the groove of things, here comes Julius Randle coming back, and they pulling Obi out, and he's no longer getting the minutes.
That's the thing that happens. Honestly speaking, it happens in the game. For me, that 18 is not enough. If it was 18, that was his career high or season high before he got pulled back to the bench. That's not enough. You need to show me you can at least crack the 20 mark. You feel me? Give us 25. Make us feel like, no, we definitely need him in rotation. But if you're giving us 18 while you filling in for one of our star players, we can do without you.
Okay. So you think Tom Thibodeau made the right call?
I would say so, yeah.
Are you high on Tom Thibodeau as a coach?
Yeah, honestly, I liked when he was on. He was there with the Bulls, right? He built up something nice there. He was with, I believe, Minnesota. Did something nice there. So, yeah, I like him as a coach. Honestly speaking, I feel like he's tough on his players, and players need that, especially being young players.
Do you think he's a player's coach?
That I couldn't say. I wouldn't know.
Because the critics are saying that he's an outdated coach, man. That he doesn't engage with the players.
That could be the case. I don't analyze him enough nowadays to know that. I just know that I liked him from the previous teams, but I couldn't say it's how he transitions to now, and if he's outdated, he probably is outdated, honestly speaking. I wouldn't put it past it.
And another critique when we speak of Tom Thibodeau is that he run his players down.
Mm-hmm.
Give him too many minutes.
Yeah.
Like, look at Derrick Rose. He was a player that was under Tom Thibodeau's umbrella. Mm-hmm. He's given extraordinary minutes when he played for the Chicago Bulls. At one time, he was, MVP of the league. And then injuries, kind of like handed his.
I didn't like how he treated Rose in the Knicks, because Rose was showing that he still got something left in the tank, and then immediately started benching him again. I didn't like that at all. I feel like they could have used him very much, especially I believe it was the end of last season. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of him, how he used Rose.
All right. And last but not least, man, RJ Barrett possibly being moved from the Knicks organization for a player like Jrue Holiday. Mm-hmm. Would you make that call?
Honestly, if my finger was on the red button, yeah, I'm making that call.
You making that call?
Yeah. Sometimes you just need change also. It's not even about that this player isn't good enough. I think it's almost a pretty even trade. But like I said, Jrue Holiday got the resume, the proof to back it up a little bit more, especially as of the last few seasons. And he's already a champion. So you could bring that champion experience to the team. So I feel like a lot of those players probably need a person like that.
But has he reached the ceiling, Jrue Holiday?
I think Jrue Holiday did reach the ceiling.
You think he did?
I think he did, but it's not a bad ceiling. It's a good ceiling.
Now, you say he reached the ceiling already. Do you feel RJ Barrett reached the ceiling?
No, I do not. I don't. That's tricky because I feel like he has a high potential ceiling, but he's so inconsistent to me that maybe he has reached the ceiling. You feel me? Like, I don't know. Like I said, maybe he goes somewhere else and be really good for them.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe
It could be the coach
down the line, but they're trying to get us together now in the next year or two, and I feel like they need a player like Jrue Holiday over RJ Barrett.
Okay. Now, being that you said that you feel Jrue Holiday reached the ceiling, but RJ Barrett, you're not quite sure.
Yeah.
Let's speak of stats, man. RJ Barrett crashes boards more than Jrue Holiday. We speak of that of rebounds. Mm-hmm. He's over Jrue Holiday in scoring, too.
Yeah. So
he scores more. It's not much, but if he hasn't reached the ceiling yet, and Jrue Holiday has, RJ Barrett, scores more
Yeah.
per game
Mhm.
than Jrue Holiday.
But how much more? It's probably like what, a 3
2
point,
points, 3
3
points.
Yeah. I don't think that's enough to keep him.
Now Jrue Holiday get more assists than RJ Barrett,
He does.
but wouldn't that be due to the chemistry of players you're playing along with when we speak of assists?
Of course, but also a person with his much talent at the point, I feel like he's able to do that anywhere, assist wise, facilitate wise. He understands the game. He's been around a while. I think he knows how to read the floor, read the plays that's going on. And I think you can't. It's hard to come by that in the league. You feel me? Especially like he'll be coming behind Brunson. I think it's a great backup, honestly speaking.
Well, I feel if they do inquire
They'll do the 1-2
Jrue
punch.
Holiday,
They'll-
I think he'll be the third option. I think Brunson, Randle.
Oh no, I mean playing the point.
Oh, playing the
Yeah, he'll
point.
come behind them in the second unit playing the point. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And I feel like that's a great backup to have. You know, you got Brunson going crazy, give him his rest. Now you got Holiday doing keeping that same momentum going. For me, it wouldn't be no dip point. And I feel like they need that, honestly speaking.
All right, my man. Listen, I want to thank you for coming on Real Talk with Nick.
Of course,
Let them know who
anytime,
you
man.
are, man.
My name is Sluggy. Like I said, I'm on Real Talk with Nick.
All right, and that's what it is, man. I'm glad to have you.
Yeah, anytime, man.